Crypto.com Crowcoin holders, can we see a $5 Crowcoin in 2025? Is that even possible? We got to be talking about this. So without further ado, welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Anything I say is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop into it. All right, guys, I want to first start off with today. Over on Twitter, follow me at 3the3 Blacksea. I say Bitcoin falls below $113,000. We saw quite a big sell-off. And to be honest with you guys, I was expecting this. And it's played out. Now, the real question is where we head next, and we're going to talk about that here a little bit later on in the video. But first things first, I want to talk about Crowcoin. So we've dipped below 212. And this is why I said after I got stopped out on my long position here, I was saying I want to see where this price action kind of finds itself. And as of right now, it looks like we had the wick below the support, and now we're closing daily candle closure right on 212, really 21 cents to be honest with you guys. But I still am cautious. I still am looking at market cipher here, and I see the red money flow starting to turn red here, just barely, but that could be a nothing burger, really. You can see down here on the volume, it's just barely turning red. But I am looking for a green dot to form here if we do bottom out around this area here, around 21 cents. But that being said, I am cautious. I'm not in any long positions on Crowcoin now. I got stopped out in the profit, guys, all right? I've been seeing some people kind of questioning, like, well, Blacksea, like, how much were the fees if you held them open for so long? Like, guys, I entered around 15.5 cents around here. I took my first take profit at 21 cents, my next take profit at 30 cents, and really, like, there was only like 10% left in the trade, and I set my stop loss at 212, which is still profit, right? So the fees were very minimal by the time that we came from 40 cents to, over the course of 40 cents to where we are, basically where I got stopped out, which was yesterday, around 25 days. So the fees were very, very minimal. The margin was very tiny, so it was all right. I'm fine. But I would want to reiterate that I'm not in a long position right now. I'm very curious to see how this price action plays out in the short term. But guys, in the medium term, right, into Q4, I'm very bullish on Crow. I think that Crow is still in an uptrend here. It's in an uptrend on the weekly time frame. We'll look at this. Like, it still looks very strong here, and I do think that it's probably going to continue with this bull trend. Now, I've seen some people talking about that they think it's going to break down and come back down and retest 15 cents. Yeah, that's possible, but guys, guess what? Even if we do come and retest 15 cents, the bullish price structure is still intact. I would only start getting concerned if we started to break below 15 cents, where my initial long entry was. But in the meantime, I'm still bullish on Crow in the short term, and on the long term, I'm very bullish. I should reiterate that. In the short term, I'm cautiously optimistic, but in the long term, I'm bullish on Crow. So right now, I'm still going to be sitting on my hands for potential more trades for Crowcoin, but I will say that I do think that we probably are close to bottoming here if we do expect Bitcoin to be bottomed out, right? If Bitcoin continues to break down, which we'll take a look at here shortly, then we probably continue a move to the downside. But I will say, like, if you are looking to long, like, this is probably a good area of interest between anything below like 212 here and or around 212 is probably a good entry level. Now, it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys how I'm viewing this market. I would like to enter another long position around this level, but I don't need to like chase the risk that much. So what I would be looking for is really a bounce here and basically a break above 23 cents for me to say, hey, I'm going to go big long here. But as of right now, I'm patiently waiting for this price action to play out. But if you guys do want to trade, feel free to check out in the pinned comment section or description box below. We have a $100,000 deposit bonus to BitToNext, as well as $10 for free when you sign up. And on Blowfin, we have a 10% trade rebate and a $5,000 sign bonus. Guys, take advantage of all these affiliate links down below. It really helps support this channel. And there's a lot of lucrative rewards to be taking advantage of when you sign up to these exchanges. So check it out. All right. So, sorry, an issue, CoinMarketCap. What are we doing here? We need to look at Crowcoin. Where's the ranking? Rank 21, down about 9% in the past 7 days, down about 2.82% in the past 24 hours. You know, it is pretty interesting because the stock market is rallying and crypto is selling off, which is not my favorite thing to see. Usually when you start to see a decoupling in that manner, usually you're in for a couple weeks of sell pressure on crypto. especially if the S&P 500 doesn't correct to the downside. If the S&P 500 just continues to just chop sideways and crypto breaks down, usually you see a continuation to the downside for crypto. But as of right now, it's a little bit too soon to say that, but I'm just giving you guys my forewarning from my experience being in this market. We're sitting at a $7.23 billion market cap for Kronos at just barely below 21 cents right now. And I do think that 21 cents is a very important price level to be staying above. But like I said, we could come down to 15 cents and still be in a bull trend, okay? Now, you look at the overall market. Like Bitcoin it dumped today, and Ethereum came down significantly, almost at $4,000. Bitcoin around 112. And now I want to tell you guys where I think we're headed here, because on Bitcoin right now, like this is so crazy. I've been realizing this more and more, that since these institutions came here, like this is just tracking like the NASDAQ, the S&P 500. It's like this trade format. Like it's just slowly grinding up, just like what the traditional market does, slowly grinding up. And I really have thought a lot about this 4-year cycle and where we're going to be headed. Are we actually in a 4-year cycle? Has everything changed since all this big institutional money has came here? Is this time different? I think that time will tell. I'm not going to say that this time is different until the fat lady sings. And really, the fat lady singing will be us not correcting down below like into the $60,000 territory, or maybe even lower, like tapping 50,000. Like if we tap 50,000, then the 4-year cycle is still here, right? But if we don't tap that level by, say, like mid 2026, then I think that the 4-year cycle is dead. And like you can still have bear markets, but maybe it's not as volatile and savage of sell-offs. And just like you probably won't have as savage of blow-off tops to the upside during bull markets. So it's something I'm waiting on to see if this 4-year cycle is dead. But I will say when you just look at this, like how this trade is trading, it looks like it's the S&P 500, and which would mean that we're just going to slowly grind up with minimal sell-offs on the way up. But guys, I'm going to be following the 4-year cycle until the fat lady sings, and that's probably going to be until like mid 2026 will be like when we're like, okay, yes, we're in a 4-year cycle, or the 4-year cycle is over. Now we're on our way to finding a bottom. Time will tell. But all in all here, guys, I do expect Bitcoin to rally into Q4, and I expect Crowcoin to perform well here. I don't expect Crowcoin to be a local top. Like I don't think that we're going to be like coming down and breaking bullish price structure. I really like this slow curvature like this. And if Bitcoin does do this where it just chops and grinds to the upside over like another year, and that'd be crazy. But that will be very bullish for altcoins. That would, in my opinion, then I would expect this type of price action. I would expect just slowly climbing up with like the 20, 30% drawdowns and finding ourselves above $1. And I know it's crazy. I do think $5 is possible, especially if it happens sooner rather than later, especially if we get this liquidity to flow in sooner rather than later. If we can beat out the dilution of the circulating supply of the 1.2 billion Crowcoin getting added month over month. If we can beat that out by liquidity coming in before each month, before we get that dilution knocking us down a peg, I think $5 is possible. I don't think it's probable right now with these tokenomics, but if they implement the quarterly burns, more Crowcoin treasuries happen, if Bitcoin gets truly, truly mass adopted, like I'm talking about, world reserve currency or something crazy like that, then like $5 Crowcoin is nothing, because that really is like a $140 billion market cap, give or take 10 billion. And I think it's possible. But guys, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think $5 Crowcoin is insane? It's not possible. It's never happening. It's all hopium, cope. I think it's possible, but I would say that it will require a lot of things to play out for that to happen. But regardless, I'm bullish on Crow in 2025. I'm bullish in Q4, guys. Q4 is, regardless if the 4-year cycle is dead or not, Q4 should be bullish for crypto and Crowcoin. So I'm betting on that. But if you guys like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Check out all those awesome affiliate links down below. It really helps support this channel. Take advantage of those lucrative sign-on bonuses. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.